It's an industry which has made millionaires out of billionaires and has been mired in controversy, be it Vijay Mallya's Kingfisher or Shubrata Roy's Air Sahara, which is blamed for Jet's downfall. Now, what would be the strategy for Akasa Air, India's newest airline, to keep flying in the high skies? With us is Belson Coutinho, co-founder and chief marketing and experience officer of Akasa Air. Hi, Belson.
Hi, Neeta.
Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you. Thank you for your time and having me over. Thank you.
So it's a big week. It's a big month for you, actually. Akasa Air has just launched its first brand campaign. Tell us about the insight behind it and what's the big plan.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big week, if I may say, from where we took off. 7th August was the first flight, commercial flight, and from there we just now moving forward with our new flights, new destinations, and we started the journey way back, even before the commercial flight started in August. Yeah, it's week one of our campaign, but I think it goes back to where we started building Akasa, building a brand. We did our brand reveal way back in December 21, and that's where from there the journey of the brand started. Quite proud and pleased to say it's been a tremendously pleasing organic journey so far on all our digital channels. Our teams have leveraged that quite extensively, and thanks to the power of the brand and the visibility and the anticipation of consumers around the ecosystem that give us that sort of organic reach and visibility. And then it was time for us as we got into our commercial operations. It's about a month from where we did our first flight on August 7th. And once we did that, once we were confident that we have settled down with the promise that we made, that is to deliver warm, reliable and efficient and affordable service, it was time for us to go out to the consumers and tell them who we are and why they should fly us. And that was the insight which led us to look at the markets, the type of content we wanted to reach out to, and the objective was to just engage with the consumers to really tell them what do we bring to the table, why they should experience us. And we're pretty confident that once we able to get consumers to experience us for the first time, we will see them coming time and again on us. And that was the intent and objective of this campaign.
Because it's your first marketing campaign, what kind of budgets and what are the platforms you're planning to tap to this?
So yeah, I mean there is always this very big discussion on which channels and mediums that we want to leverage on. And as a brand, we will put our money, or we'll put our efforts and energy in mediums and channels that we believe our consumers are present, or our potential consumers are there to be engaged with. So we've started a campaign. Print is definitely a part of a campaign mix. We have outdoor at select locations as well as at airports. And then we're running this as a very powerful digital and social led campaign. Of course, our PR and media channels are leveraged as well. So it's a holistic campaign at this point, largely leveraging the touch points for the objective that we want to achieve, which is reach, visibility, and engagement is what we want to achieve at this point.
So, everybody wants to know, Belson, why did Akasa Air choose August for the launch of the airline? The industry is still recovering from the pandemic. We're seeing a sharp rise in jet fuel prices, a weakening Indian rupee. So why August?
In fact, there was never a point to look at whether it's August or September, right? We are just completely focused on how we set ourselves up to, get our operations take off, how we settle down as a promise that we made in terms of our, warm, reliable, efficient service. And once we, got those things right, or at least got those things within the framework that we put together, it was a right timing for us now to go out and interact and engage with our consumers, to tell them about who we are and why they should experience us. So it was purely a plan that we had embarked on from our first commercial flight, our new aircraft getting inducted, our new cities and destinations coming on board. and it's about a month of operations, and the timing was right for us now to say, we've put what we've worked on for the last 12 to 18 months, we put it together. We now seeing consumers are experiencing that. We see our teams are able to confidently deliver the promise that we had made. And then it was a logical timing for us, Neeta, to start talking about it from a brand and a marketing campaign point of view. And that's how the timing came about. There was no sort of a conversation whether it's pre-COVID, post-COVID, or any other factor. It's what the business needs, and that's how this campaign has come about.
Why, while you enter on a strong footing, there was, of course, the demise of your promoter, the late Mr. Jhunjhunwala, which must have come as an obvious jolt. What are the big challenges you had to face in this journey? And parallelly, what are the big opportunities you envisage this year?
So, we've been extremely fortunate to have Mr. Jhunjhunwala, be a part of us and helping us to start this journey, backing us, as a management and leadership team. And I think we want to work even harder to live up to his, commitment, to live up to his expectation of creating an airline that is, one of the best places to work for our people, one of the best brands that focuses on customer centricity, and then that's what we focused on. More from a challenges point of view, the way I look at it is that we've got a very strong foundation that we've built, right? From the way we have capitalized ourselves, the way our cost structures have been built, to the fact that we have one of the most professional and experienced team, not just at the leadership level, but across the board. I think that is setting us, giving us a very good foundation to take on the nuances of managing an airline business. I look at it from a brand and a marketing perspective, and when I say challenges, for me, these are the opportunities that I think we want to leverage, or we want to take advantage of. Number one, as a brand, as Akasa, we're extremely focused on customer centricity. And what does that mean? It goes beyond the service and product that we are going to deliver and offer to a customer. And when I say it goes beyond to the fact that we really want to make sure that the team across the board has that culture of listening and engaging consumers, which means, feedback tracking, response management to consumers has to be something that we are best in class, right? And when I say best in class, I'm not even talking about aviation. I'm talking about the best service brands. And I think that's an opportunity, and there's something as an airline, I think we can differentiate ourselves.
Within weeks of the launch of Akasa Air, there is a war between airlines to dole out cheaper fare. Now, especially on the sectors that you operate in, the fares have reduced by half. As a new brand, is that a sustainable strategy for you in the long run?
So firstly, fares are, a factor of how market and competition plays out. And, with our promise to, deliver warm, reliable, efficient, and affordable services, we will always try and be competitive and live up to the promise of being an affordable airline. So we're really not focusing on, creating or starting any fare-led sort of differentiation, but we will participate in the market that enables us to be competitive, and enable us to, deliver the promise of being an affordable airline. And I think the larger focus for us at this point, and I probably will be repeating this, quite often, is just focusing on ourselves to, deliver the promise that we've made. And we are moving in the right direction, because from where we started on the promise that we made, looking at how consumers are reacting, I think the start has been very, very good. We are a business that has set about in a very structured manner, as I talked about earlier, from our cost structure, from the way we have capitalized ourselves nicely. It gives us the ability to run the business in a very sustainable manner. So we will participate, and we will be, engaging with the consumers. We will be making sure that the promise of being an affordable carrier is something that we will focus and deliver as we play out and we expand ourselves with new destinations and cities coming up.
Okay. And also within weeks of the launch of the airline, you suffered a data breach. Do you think something like this has been damaging to the image of the brand? Because customer faith doesn't really come easy.
Absolutely, and we've been quite transparent the moment we realized that. Fortunately, it was at a very small scale, but however, it was something that we took it extremely seriously, and the way our teams reacted very instantly to address that. But I think more importantly, the rate of being transparent, we reached out to each and every of our consumer. It was just a very configuration issue that we had, which impacted just not the data that is transactional, not any data that was about payments, etc. It was just about a few personal limits.
Okay.
It was not used or misused. It was reported to us, which we then instantly takes care of our consumer privacy and data.
Okay. And last question is, Akasa Air from the beginning has gone against the tide, by opting for Boeing 737 MAX aircraft as opposed to Airbus. Now, what more do you plan to do differently from the other players? And eventually, in the maze of airlines, what do you want Akasa Air to stand for?
Yeah, I think you talked about a bit of the product that we have gone in for. Yes, the Boeing Max aircraft is one of the beautiful aircraft that we have, very highly efficient, extremely environment friendly. And I think the product on board is one of it's a very, very comfortable product, very, very happy product, if I may say. Ample leg room. We got extremely comfortable seats that we have put together, and I think it backs the entire thing is backed up by a promise of our people delivering what we embarked on, creating an airline that is warm, that is reliable, that is efficient, and of course that is affordable. I touched upon a little bit on you asked about the aircraft that we've gone for. I think sustainability is one of our very key factor and a strong value. It's one of our core values that we have, and it starts with the aircraft that we've gone in for. Uh, you know, it's a cabin that is one of the quietest cabins that you'll find. The carbon emissions are the lowest in its class, and it extends and helps us to run one of the greenest airlines, not just in India but in the world. And I think it extends to our promise, our commitment to sustainability, where we've started uh, trying to create a difference in our own way. It started with our cabin crew uniforms that we announced some time back, made out of sustainable material. Our cabin crew, the shoes that they wear, sneakers, one of the first in this part of the world. The soles are made of recycled rubber. The packaging on board of our pre-purchase meals is made out of virgin pulp paper. We don't use any chemical or bleaching agents to do that. So in our way, our commitment, but a small start. But I think we have a lot of promise in living up to that promise and commitment of being an airline that cares for the environment. And I think that's where the overall ecosystem and product of right from the selection of our aircraft to what we are doing on a day-to-day basis to add to, or rather be a part of the ecosystem that takes care of the environment. I must mention that we've probably the only airline that didn't do a water gun salute when our first aircraft came. When your first aircraft comes for any airline is one of the most proudest and emotional moment, right? And there's a traditional fanfare that happens with water gun salutes that happen. But we didn't do that simply out of a commitment to say commitment for the environment. Water is such a precious part of the ecosystem, and these are small things that we do, but it's a culture that we're building, reminding ourselves that we're here not just to run a profitable or a sustainable business, but we also to run, we have a purpose to create, and be a part of an ecosystem that does and thinks good about the environment. And I think that's the whole sort of, positioning for the brand. There's a lot of softer side to what we're trying to do as an organization, apart from the larger purpose of creating a transportation system that helps Indians, chase and power their dreams. And the environment sustainability part also comes as as a very high commitment from our side.
In that case, I think thank you so much, Belson. And I'd like to conclude by using your own tagline: "Spread your wings, Akasa Air. It's your sky."
Thank you. And since you mentioned that, Neeta, the whole tagline came about from a premise. Akasa, uh, it's about the sky, right? And nothing better and powerful that could come. And I think our belief is that the sky doesn't discriminate anyone, right? It embraces everybody. And we at Akasa will do that. We will embrace, will not, we'll create an inclusive environment. And that's one of the, higher purpose that we came out with. Travel in India can at times be intimidating. It's a bit transactional. And that's where our softer side, a purpose, and then, taking it in the spirit of creating a warm, efficient, and reliable airline comes into play. So yeah, it's your sky. It's for all of us. It's out there to explore, out there to have a connect with, and that's how the powerful tagline has come about. Thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate it.
I'm on mute. May you fly high, and thank you for speaking to us. All the best.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for chatting with us, and hope to see you on board soon and experience our warm
Absolutely.
service that we are looking forward to share with everybody. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much.